G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when I drop that heat. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BoxWithG5 Jeff TV. That's BOXWIT G5 Jeff TV. Keith Thurman, quote unquote, hand injury. Fight is off for May 19th, 2018. I'm not surprised. The next door neighbor is not surprised. The guy down the street is not surprised. Nobody in the industry is surprised. This is no surprise. Period. Absolutely none. Keith Thurman never had an opponent to begin with. There was nothing to promote because there was no opponent. Keith Thurman has a quote-unquote hand injury, and if that's the case, then I wish that man well. Hope he gets back to 100%. Injuries happen in boxing. Injuries happen during training camp for a fight. As boxing fans, we all understand that. But I got one problem with this situation. From the elbow surgery to the hand injury to the Floyd Mayweather marketing that he's doing, all of this, and he has 2 belts. So essentially he's holding the welterweight division hostage. Essentially, that's what's going on. And I'm a Keith Thurman fan. I do think he's the best welterweight in the world, even though he hasn't shown us that in a long time because he's just inactive. But I do think he's the best welterweight in the world. Beat Shawn Porter already. Beat Danny Garcia already. If he was to face Errol Spence, and I mean best Keith Thurman versus best Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, I think, would be favored in that fight. Not sure if he would win the fight, but I think he would be favored going in. The fact that all this is going on and this man has 2 belts, this is the definition of a interim champion. Definition of it. When the actual champion is hurt or unable to compete for a considerable amount of time, you have an interim champion. This is a classic situation for it. But see, with Keith Thurman is a little bit deeper because he has 2 belts and every sanctioning body has their own rules that they play by. Keith Thurman supposed to be out 6 weeks with the hand. That's just for it to heal up. That's not counting getting back in the camp, losing weight, scheduling another fight, promotion, and all of that. So if they cancel the May fight, at the earliest he may come back maybe July, maybe August. So Keith Thurman is definitely fighting only one time this year. And I said in the beginning of 2018, I dropped the video and I said Keith Thurman is only going to fight one time in 2018. I'm telling y'all, I be calling this stuff. Y'all got to look back on the channel, check my videos, and check the dates that I be dropping these videos. Because I be calling a lot of this stuff before it be happening. Now, the thing is with Keith Thurman, he can rest up. He can get his hand right. You know, that's cool. But the thing with Keith Thurman is he's not healthy enough to be great at welterweight. In order for Keith Thurman to be great at welterweight, he basically had 2 mandatory defenses lined up. Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter. Then WBC pulled some other shit and made Danny Garcia the number one contender and made Shawn Porter number two. So I don't know if Keith Thurman has two mandatories with them doing that. But regardless of that, let's just say he has to fight Danny Garcia again. That's one fight. He has to fight Shawn Porter again. That's two fights. This comeback fight that was supposed to happen, that's another fight. That's three fights. And then Errol Spence, that's four fights. Hypothetically, if he took on those four fights and won all four of those fights, then he would have basically wiped out the welterweight division outside of the Terrence Crawford, Jeff Horn winner. Like, he would have essentially wiped out the welterweight division. Since Keith Thurman cannot stay healthy, whether it's the hand or the elbow or, I don't know, his ponytail might be hurting at this point. The man needs some bubble wrap. You know, I just got a package from Amazon and it's got plenty of bubble wrap in here, so I might save it and send it to Keith Thurman. He definitely needs it. Since he's not healthy enough to be great at welterweight, then I don't want to see him at welterweight. I don't want to see him fighting at welterweight. And mind you, I'm a fan of Keith Thurman. Like, you're listening to a fan of Keith Thurman talking right now. If the man can't achieve greatness in the welterweight division, then he doesn't need to be in the welterweight division. He's been injured too much. He's been too inactive. It's been too long since he's been in the ring. And I think he needs to be stripped of both belts. No fighter is worth a whole division being held hostage. That's just point blank, period. He needs to be stripped. Once he's stripped, then nobody's going to care how long Keith Thurman is out. So Keith Thurman can take as much time as he wants to get his elbow right, get his hand right. If his ponytail is hurting, his pinky toe, whatever other injuries that he has, he can get it together. He can take another year off for all I care. As long as he's not holding belts hostage while he's recovering. That's all I care about at the end of the day. And then once he gets completely healed up, he takes the bubble wrap off, takes that bubble wrap off, he can start fighting at 154. He could fight at 154. It'll be a brand new division, brand new set of challenges, brand new opponents. And he won't have the pressure of fighting a Danny Garcia and then a Shawn Porter and then a Errol Spence back to back to back. And possibly a Terrence Crawford, Jeff Horn winner after that, which is a dream situation, a dream scenario. They need to just strip him of the belts. He needs to take whatever time he needs to get right and just go to 154 pounds. And for the people that's been monitoring this situation real close, Keith Thurman and Errol Spence ain't never going to fight. They're never going to fight. You'll be lucky if Keith Thurman fights Danny Garcia or Shawn Porter. Like, I honestly think Keith Thurman is just in a whole different space right now. He's just in a whole different mode. Like, he talks and acts like a guy that doesn't need the sport. And when you talk and act like you don't need the sport, then there's no urgency in your moves. If you notice, once Keith Thurman beat Danny Garcia, there's no urgency in his moves. None. And people point out Earl Spence. Yes, there's no urgency with Earl Spence, but there's no urgency with Shawn Porter. There's no urgency with Danny Garcia. There's no urgency with anybody in the top 10. He said he may not fight anybody in the top 10 when he come back. His words, not mine. Keith Thurman's just in a real bad spot right now. Physically, he can't stay healthy. I think mentally, he's not healthy. He's not the old Keith Thurman. And he got Danny Garcia waiting for him, Shawn Porter waiting for him, Earl Spence waiting for him, the tune-up waiting for him, Jeff Horn waiting for him, Terrence Crawford waiting for him. And I'm not telling Keith Thurman to run away from the challenges. And I know as a man, I know he wouldn't run away from the challenges, but he's not healthy enough to take on the challenges. Point blank, period. If you're not healthy enough to stay at 147, give up the belts and move up to 154. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. It's G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. Hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Boxwit G5 Jeff TV. That's BOXWIT G5 Jeff TV. I appreciate y'all. Peace.